Somebody ring the doorbell. This is like 24 hours later because it take you 18 hours to get out of Texas to drive to LA. So my mom drove all the way from LA to Texas in 24 hours. So when the doorbell rang, I already kind of knew, what was going on. So what I did, I went out there, I told my mom, I said, what's going on? She said, ain't nothing. I say, all right, bring your little stuff in the house. So she bring it in the house. And I immediately started cooking coke. I had brought five keys fed in that container. So I turned that 5 into 8 or even maybe 10. So when I did that, I started giving everybody their work. They started bringing me my money. They started getting it back out. So what I did was, I said, listen, man, I got to go to Vegas because my brother down in Vegas, and I got to do something down there. So what I did, I had somebody else drive something to Vegas. So when I went to Vegas, I said, listen, this cocaine right here, man, if y'all sell it and we sell all of it, it's gonna be up to $1 million. So I had to trust them. I had to trust them because they was my friends. As I had one of my friends drive, I had bought a brand new Chevy truck. I wanted to go down to Vegas to show my brother the truck. So I had a guy drive the truck down there while I flew. Now, when I got to Vegas, I was staying at the Rio. While in the Rio, I went out that night and I went immediately over to the house because my friend had got there with the other stuff that we needed to do in Vegas. So while I was in Vegas, I did a bunch of stuff and we was going around to see who wanted some stuff because they was out too. So while we was there, shopping around, we went to the Cardi Club, Caesar's Palace, a lot of motels. But I told the guys in Fort Worth, I said, listen, man, when y'all get through selling that stuff, call me. So I'm down there and I meet some young ladies at the bar and we get to talking. We end up going to the mall. And one of them was, had a wreck. And she wanted to go to the chiropractor, so I took her to the chiropractor. But I wasn't down there long enough and they called me and say, man, we ran out. I say, man, ran out of what? They say, we ran out of everything that you left us. I say, if you ran out of everything I left you, it's $1 million and some dollars worth of stuff. And everybody got paid and everybody got their issue, and this is what your money is. So I said, I'll tell you what. I said, you take that money over my mother's house. I need you to take $500,000 over my mother's house and hold the other 5, and I'm gonna have you put it somewhere else. So I was just trying to see, was they playing or were they serious? So I said, when y'all get on my mother's house, call me. They called me. My mom called me. I said, listen, how much money do they have? She said, they got 500. I said, you sure? She said, yeah. I said, put it up. So now that's 500 and that's safe. So I said, listen, call this other number and tell them you're gonna bring some money over there. So they called over there and I told them, I said, let me talk to the person that's running the house. So they said, yeah, Ron, what's up? I said, they got the money over there. He said, yes, that amount of money over there. I said, okay. Now I said, all right. So they said, man, you got to come back, man, because we ain't got no more work, man. You the only one, get it and got it. I said, man, listen, man, I ain't even been here that long, but I wanted to do a couple more days. So they say, nah, man, you can't, man. You got to get back. So I had to cut my vacation short. So after that, I flew back to Texas. And while in Texas, they wanted me to get some more work. So I said, I tell you what. I say, tell old boy to come from Wichita, because I used to go to Wichita too. I say, tell old boy to come from Wichita. So I said, all right, now this is what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna get some more work and we're gonna finish, taking care of business, because don't nobody have no work. So everybody started calling me and want some work. So what I did was I got everybody situated. I said, I don't know how long this is gonna last because we the only one got some work. And if people start getting work, then our business is gonna slow down. So I say, what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower the prices. When you lower the prices, you sell more because that's what Walmart do. When you buy 1 million cases of Coke, you get it cheaper than you buy 100 cases. So I lowered the prices in Fort Worth. That's how I made so much money. I was a millionaire, I was 25. And I opened up a jewelry store. I started buying real estate. And I started opening up clubs and body shops and everything like that. But that's how I made my first $1 million in Fort Worth. And I had an opportunity to make more money because it was a drought 8 months later, which I capitalized on because I had the underground thing to get drugs from California to Texas. And then I stopped even going to California. I started just doing it, getting from local people here, because by the time you send your money to LA, why would you risk $1 million to make 100 or 200,000, and you can just stay here and get it here and don't risk going all the way from LA? Because if the dogs or the state troopers or anybody smell money or smell drugs, you're gonna lose all the money. So I just stopped going to LA because it was a problem, and I didn't want to risk my money going to LA, getting it. Plus I had to pay people to go down there. I had to pay for the hotel, I had to pay for the car, I had to pay for everything. So I just stopped going to LA altogether. So I started just dealing with the local guys, and that's how I actually made more money with the local guys than I made bringing it from LA, because the risks is different. And then I end up having my son Drought, and on the picture you can see that was one of the kids I had in Fort Worth. And then after that I got married, and then I have been a successful businessman. I got out the game, and I was steady, making money in legitimate businesses. And I had group homes for the mentally retarded. I had car washes, body shops, and different things like that. I started really getting disciplined in the business. I was already out the business. So what I did, I didn't have no hobbies. So what I did was I started dibbling and dabbling into boxing. I met this guy named Donald Curry that's from Fort Worth. He was a boxer. He had a brother named I think it was Ronald Curry. And I started actually training in my basement on some boxing skills. And I was pretty much one of the guys that really wanted to be a promoter like Don King. So what I started doing, I started going to a lot of fights in Vegas. I started spending a lot of money on going to the fights. But actually, I got married in Vegas because my ex-wife, she was, her family's from Fort Worth, but she got a lot of family in Vegas, and I had a lot of family in LA. So what we did was I flew 40 people round trip to actually go to my wedding. Anybody that wanted to go. A lot of people was on that picture, that cowboy picture. Actually, they went with me, and they went there, and some of them went to my honeymoon. But actually, I wanted to be a promoter. So what I started doing, I started going to a lot of the big fights. I started rubbing shoulders with Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, George Foreman, Richard Steele, which was a referee. I met Mike Tyson, Don King. It's just a bunch of guys that I met in the business, in the boxing business. And like now you see a lot of the rappers, they get into the boxing, like Little James out of Houston, Mayweather, he was boxer's dad boxer. But we have a big legacy in LA for boxing, because I have a friend named Henry Tillman. He actually the one that knocked Mike Tyson out of the amateurs to go to the Olympics. So Mike Tyson didn't go to the Olympics because of my homeboy named Henry Tillman. I ended up messing with him. I messed with some guys that was out of the Hoover Street gym, and then have another gym on 118th. But I really wanted some of my kids to box. I thought my son was gonna be a boxer, but he was into track. He started being real physical in physical fitness and track, but I thought he was gonna be a boxer. He got long arms, and I thought he maybe he would be a boxer one day, but I guess it wasn't for him. But he looked like Sugar Ray Leonard when Sugar Ray was young. But at the end of the day, I've been training for boxing for a long time, and at the end of the day, I had one of the most roughest fights in my life at my house with my brother, and my brother was one of the guys I never seen lose a fight. And when I lost to my brother, everybody else I won. I think I'm like 59-0. So really, I'm a professional fighter, but I haven't been in the ring.